Made it. Waiting for Tracy to get her phone so she can join in the chat. We'll wait for a few more people to get here too. If I can figure out how to get the chat to show up. Okay, there's live chat. No. Bear with me, guys. I'm having an issue.
Technical issues.
Yeah, I can't get this stupid thing to go away. Hi, Katie. I know it's late. A lot of the people in the UK and over in that direction probably won't even see this till tomorrow on the replay. We just wanted to give everybody an update. If some of the regulars that follow us on this stuff. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Bryleen. Can you guys hear? Can you hear the water? Catitude, hi. Can you hear the river? It's kind of raging right now. I'm gonna see if I can flip this around. Yeah, it's raging down there over them rocks.
But look at his little walkout back, honey.
I know. I'm trying to flip my screen if I can.
Just take your finger and swipe right to left.
Okay, I got it. Alright, can you guys see that deck right there? The water's right to the top of that deck.
But it was over it.
And this is Patty's yard here. It's definitely a good thing Patty's place is on blocks because she'd have water. It's all around her place already. And we're staying here at Todd's tonight just in case. So we packed up the 3 dogs and
Butchie.
and Butchie
And Wizzy.
and Wizzy. I had to bring my buddy Wizzy and Sassy Cat. We got all the cats in the house at the moment. I don't know how good you guys can see that, but the water's just about up to the front of our house. In fact, it's like really, really close on the far corner. Poor Art next door has already got water coming in his house. His yard's way lower than ours, which is really strange because Patty's really low. Todd's yard here is really high. We're a little bit lower than Todd, and then Art's yard's really low. And poor Art next door got water in his house today just because of the rain that we got.
Technically, so did we.
Yeah, we did actually a little bit. The water that washed down the road. I suppose if we tried Catitude, but then we'd have to find the sand or buy the sandbags complete. But to sandbag around our house would be physically impossible for us, and then we'd have to store them somewhere when we're not using them. So we might be all right. I was showing you that deck for a reason. What's that?
Just an interesting view, dear.
Of your legs, okay.
Of me.
Well, I don't want to show my mug.
And my jammies.
So, yeah, the water washing out the road. I don't know how many of you guys saw that. That was awful. Just awful. That guy's been coming down and fixing the road because the water comes down our side of the road and then it crosses over and then it goes down to the other side of the road and goes out to the river, which is something that was designed and built on purpose. They built up the berm so the road tilted away from our driveway. One of these days I'll dig up some pictures from like 2009, I think they are. We had this problem. The problem that you guys saw today in that video used to happen here every time we had heavy rain, and it washed out our driveway. In fact, we came up here one weekend and walked in the door and went squish, squish, squish on the carpet, and we're like, well, what the hell? The river didn't flood.
Yeah.
It was because the road washed out and it filled our yard and the water came in the house like it did today. We didn't get much water in the house, just enough to get the carpet a little bit wet inside the door. It came in under the wall and came under the bathtub and got the little piece of carpet in the bathroom wet. That's no big deal. But I was showing you the deck because starting around 7:30, we said, yeah, we better start hauling some crap out of this house. So Carl
Yeah.
came down with his lawnmower and trailer, and Paul came down to help. So the four of us took out all the bottom drawers of the dressers, all the crap in the closet, all the electronics out of the house. You guys just look around your house and look at all the little things that may be laying on the floor and think about what would happen if they got wet and you had to pick them up. So,
Every little scrap of paper, every little dust bunny.
yeah, every little toy stuffed animal, anything that can get wet is 10 times worse to pick up when it's wet. So
Ugh.
we hauled trailer after trailer after trailer load. In fact, we only got done about an hour ago, maybe
Yeah.
45 minutes. So we had to. I would have went live earlier, but we kind of had to relax for a few. But I was showing you the deck down there because it kind of seems like the water peaked, crested maybe,
We hope.
because all the while we were bringing stuff out, Carl was driving his lawnmower around that way by that door.
Yeah.
And the third to the last trailer, he couldn't drive through there anymore without going through water. So, but it's like where it was a couple hours ago.
That
So,
deck right there, there's a whole bunch of stuff on top of it, leaves and stuff like that. So it looks like the water dropped and left
yeah,
that.
that deck actually has debris on it.
Look, and yeah, look at the front edge of it.
Yeah, let me walk down there and show you.
And it's dry. It's starting to dry.
Yeah, we didn't notice if this deck was underwater completely earlier,
It was.
but it's got debris on it.
It was.
So Tracy says, yeah, it was. So, but yeah, here's a better look at Patty's yard. Let me try the other light. Yeah, that ain't too much better. So, we're hoping we moved all that stuff for nothing. If you guys can see that railing right there, that's where I stood in one of my videos when the rocks were being thrown. I was standing right in the yard right here. So, it's a evil looking river when it's like this, I gotta tell you. I don't know if you can really see it very well. I wish I had a wider light, but it's clipping along.
Did you tell them how much rain we got?
Yeah, we got over 4 inches of rain in 4 hours. They're saying some places got 6, and we're 4 to 6 inches of rain is what we got in like 4 hours.
It was a mess.
Yvette, it could go up some more. We kind of think they open. See, we had a thing in place where they're supposed to call us and let us know whether they opened the dam, so we can let other people around here know whether they opened the dam, so everybody can be prepared for that surge, which takes about 5 hours to get to us, 4 to 6, something like that. It depends on how fast the water is flowing. But we think they may have opened the dam without calling us. And I specifically talked to the emergency manager of Mecosta County. We became pretty good friends because of this river issue. And when I talked to Scott today, I said, could you do me a big favor and let Tom, or tell Tom, because last time he opened the dam, he didn't tell me till 4 hours later. Well, that's about how long it takes the water to get down here. It makes a hell of a difference in the time. It could make the difference between us losing shit and not losing stuff. You know, getting it out in time. So,
But to be fair, Scott had a lot to deal with
yeah,
today. He's the emergency manager of Mecosta County, and Big Rapids in Mecosta County, there are roads that are completely gone.
yeah.
They had flooding. They had stranded
People,
vehicles.
yeah, people stranded in cars in the water because they tried to drive through where they shouldn't have. It was crazy today.
Our road is washed out completely, and you need a 4x4 to get out of here.
Yeah, I'll show you the after effects of our road. They kind of came out and put some gravel in it today, but I got a couple pictures of the road. It was almost impassable. In fact, small cars wouldn't have been able to go down our road today. It was
There's
that
no
washed
way.
out. Luckily, Tracy's Buick's got pretty good ground clearance, so we were able to get out. So, there's my chat. I got to keep touching the screen. Yeah, and this is, it is better to be safe than sorry, and it's also a horrible way to have to do spring cleaning, but but you end up with a much cleaner house after this. Even if it doesn't get wet, things got picked up that needed to be picked up. So,
Yeah, well, I get to bring it all back in and put it away. That's the fun part.
but it was quite a day.
This is not how I wanted to spend my day off.
Yeah, I did take a little video of a couple places around town. I only got a couple minutes of video. We went to town today in the park in town. Oh my God, it's a lake, crazy. And then one of the roads, the ditches, and it's a huge ditch, was so full of water was flowing over the road there. So, but yeah, we're actually quite hopeful because it has not gone up any since we've been here. So I just feel bad for Art next door. Like I said, he got water just in his house, and it wasn't from the river, because years ago he had a good idea, and it seemed like a good idea. He was getting water in his house every time we got a heavy rain, so he dug a trench around the edge of his house.
His house is sinking.
Yeah, and then he dug a trench out to the river. Well, that was fine and dandy until the river got really high. Well, then the trench fed the water right into his house, even when it wasn't flooding. So he ended up having to give up on the trench, and he filled the trench in going out to the river, but he never filled in the trench around the edges of his house. So now when it rains really hard, they fill up with water, and it comes right. So he said his whole house had water in it today, which that sucks. So we offered for him to come over here tonight, and of course he's not here.
Hi, Mega Desies.
Why am I not seeing my chat? There it is.
Yeah, we had water backed up into our bathtub. We had
Yeah, that's horrible. That's nothing you can do when you have a septic system. Even the stopper, we got the stopper with a lever on it, and excuse me, I shut it, but it still bypassed that.
yeah, it was a mess. And I already texted Paul, my boss's son, and I said, I'm not coming into my home. I said, we're moving everything out of our house. There's no way. I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. I was out there shoveling gravel trying to keep it from coming down our yard in the morning. I was sore from that already.
Yeah, that was a crazy amount of water coming down our road.
Oh, it was ridiculous. I was standing in ankle deep water, and it was flowing so fast that it almost knocked me off my feet. And it came over the top of my boots and filled my boots with water.
Yeah, so now we're going to have that problem with the road washing out like that every time it rains. Excuse me, because that guy, I mean, yeah, it was nice of him to come down and fix the rut in the road every time it washed out, but the rut wasn't nothing more than a minor bump, really.
Yep.
But him coming down here with his tractor and screwing with it, he lowered the grade of the road, because years ago they brought in some of this gravel that kind of like had cement powder in it. It was that kind of gravel that once it gets packed down, it turns really rock hard. And they built up the road so the road pitched away from our driveway. And for many, many years it worked. But all this spring, he's been coming down with his tractor and fixing that. Well, every time we got a heavy rain, I could see the spot where the water was crossing the road kept creeping closer and closer to our driveway. And I kept telling everybody, that shit's going to wash our driveway out again. And sure enough, it happened today. So, and that sucks when you got so much water in your yard, and it was right at the level of our door, and it actually didn't come up over the threshold of the door. It came underneath the threshold of the door. So, and there's nothing you can do about it except go out there and try to make sure where the water's running away is not blocked off. So that was crazy rain. We haven't had rain. Last time we had rain like that was April 2014, really.
And that lasted
And it was like that
a long time.
For like 24 hours. That lasted.
Yeah.
That's when we got 2 foot of water in the house. So if we would have had another half hour to an hour of that rain, our house would have water in it already, no doubt.
Guaranteed.
So, but I do have my trail camera out there, guys, that's taking pictures every day, and it's still taking pictures every day. So it should have pictures. I think it's taking 8 to 10 pictures every day. So I'll have 8 pictures from yesterday and 8 pictures from today and 8 pictures from tomorrow. So
It's just amazing how fast
yeah, it came up
the
so
river
fast
came up.
today that, like I showed you guys in that video today, in the 4 hours, that stump went from what you saw in the beginning, like over a foot of that stump sticking out of the water. 4 hours later, it was buried. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
No, we're supposed to have nice weather, Megadesi, but on the downside of that, it's supposed to be 85 to 90 degrees the next 2 days, and y'all know what that generates: thunderstorms,
No,
unfortunately.
we'll be okay.
Carl's good. He was going to join us live, but because of working so much today, he texted me and said, I don't think I'm going to make it. I got to do my cat's litter boxes, and I still haven't eaten dinner.
I haven't eaten dinner.
But he's good. He helped us tremendously today.
Yes, they could fix the road permanently, but apparently they just don't want to.
Yeah.
The problem is when he brings in that gravel and stuff and sticks it in there, it's easier to wash it out the next time
Yeah.
because they're not fixing it correctly.
It was proposed, excuse me, this problem goes way back to when they started bringing in, they used, for years and years and years, they would bring in gravel every year, and they would start at the very end of the Vista Road, and they would gravel the road. Well, over the years, they took away, they made a crown in the road. The road used to be nice and flat, and the water would go find its place in ditches and stuff. Well, they put so much gravel down that it crowned the road, so now the road's high in the middle, and the water, the only place the water has to go is running down the sides of the road. Well, all the water from all the way down to the end comes all the way down this way and comes down our frickin' road. And they proposed putting in a drain up on the road with a culvert going through somebody's yard out to the river. Well, that person wouldn't let him do it because he's like, well, who's going to be responsible for clean? And he wasn't being a dick about it. He was being realistic. Well, who's going to clean it out? If nobody comes and cleans it out, I'm going to get stuck with it.
I'll clean it, dude.
Right. Well, that guy since sold his properties, and they have not approached the guy that owns it now. Fortunately, that guy got water in his house because of the road issue today. That's the first I've ever heard of it going in anybody else's house.
They walked down, and when I went up to the garage when we were putting stuff in there, they were asking how we came through, and they said that they got water that came in their door and went all the way through their house.
Wow.
And he said he'd been using the shop vac and cleaning it up all day. And I said, well, we're in the process of moving everything out of our house because we're going to flood.
Yeah. And so that guy she's talking about, the previous owner, is the one that said no to putting the culvert through his yard out to the river. So now that this just happened to him, he might be willing to do that. So that would be great, because the only way to solve this problem is to stop the water from coming down our road. And
our road is not supposed to be the channel by which all the water
yeah,
from the road
many years ago, probably about 30 years ago, there was a guy named Jack that took care of our roads, and they purposely dug a ditch, and I can just past the A-hole's house, the ditch started, and they dug the ditch all the way down to, there's a natural culvert down there with a little artesian that comes out of the ground in the woods, and it runs out to the river. Well, they made that ditch, and that ditch ran to that culvert. Well, over the years, because of them crowning the road, the water from one side of the road could no longer cross the road to get to that ditch. So instead of going in that ditch, it started coming down here.
Yep. And yeah, the edges of our roads are completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm. And it's a simple fix, but I talked to somebody from the state that takes care of roads, and the guy said, so they brought in all this gravel all these years, and he says, what did they do? End up crowning the road? I said, yeah, and he goes, well, they completely changed the aesthetics, or whatever you want to call it, of the way the water drains. I can't think of what do you call it, a hydrologist?
Yes.
Someone that specializes in water drainage, something like that.
Yeah, they completely changed the ecosystem with how the water drains and where it goes.
All the cats are in the house except Miss Gypsy. She ran away when I tried to get her. We have the 3 dogs here with us, and Wizzy and Sassy are here with us. Boy, Wizzy was freaked out when we first brought him over, walking around yowling and crying, but
Okay
you can see him in the window now.
He's okay now.
He's exploring, yeah, he's doing all right.
And the dogs, of course, are fine.
The dogs adapt fine. I don't know if I could sleep without Wizzy, because he sleeps on my chest or my back every night. So that's why I brought him.
And I had to bring Sassy because my old lady can't stay over there in case.
Yeah, we brought Sassy over because she's our senior cat, so... But yeah, it was crazy. We were watching the radar, and when it first started raining a little bit, we looked at the radar and like, wow, all to the east of us was this massive circle area of red. And I'm like, wow, we're lucky that's not hitting us. Well, all of a sudden it started raining, and you'd update the radar. All of a sudden there's this big freaking area red over the top of us, and then they just kept popping up out of nowhere. It wasn't like it was coming from the west and blowing in on us. It just kept developing
What
over.
happened today, this is so weird. The weather forecasters were completely blown away because stuff around here comes from the west and goes east. And was that Gypsy?
We'll see.
That had to have been. It comes from the west and goes east. Well, what happened today is it came over Lake Michigan, came across us, hit Lake Huron, and turned around and came back. And nobody ever expected that. And it was going to the places where the highest dew points were. It was like it hit a cold front and it just bounced back across us. It was weird.
There's Mr. Wizzy. Wizzy, Wizzy.
It was a very strange weather system. Nobody could have ever predicted that. Nobody's ever seen it do that before.
There's a Butchie.
Hi, B-Dog.
She'd probably be fine out here with us, but
Lucy's right there.
oh, hard to see. There she is.
Yes.
You can all I can see is her purple collar. So we just thought we'd go live tonight and update you guys. I wish it could have been a little earlier. Good boy, Mr. Wizzy. I can't believe you didn't get any rain in Holland. That's amazing. I know where Holland is. I have a friend that has to take her kids down and drop them off to stay with her baby daddy down there.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, Gypsy's outside, cat, too. She was outside all night last night, too.
rat.
Yep, she doesn't go far, but I went over to... everybody was in except her and Casey. And after we got everything settled in here, I grabbed the spotlight and went looking and found Gypsy, but she kept running away from me. What are you going to do?
My only fear is, if God forbid it started raining again, that she's going to get herself wedged between that screen and that.
I could, yeah.
She almost did that this morning. Cause,
And then
oh my God, it's raining.
I found Casey, and he was on a little high spot of grass that was surrounded by water, so it wasn't too hard to catch him.
Oh my God.
So everybody's in the house except for Gypsy, and you know she didn't come in last night either because she's just like, hey, it's nice out. I don't need to come. Yeah.
I named her right. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I gave her the right name. She is just her own cat.
There were some people staying here over the weekend. They left on Monday, and I was sitting out by the river Sunday night, and he come out here and he's like, hey, is this one of your cats? And I said, yeah, that's Gypsy. And I said, the orange one, if you see an orange one, that'll be Mr. Shelby. If he was out here, he'd be visiting you too. And he's like, oh, he was over here earlier. He's like, that's okay. We got 2 cats and 2 dogs ourselves. And so Gypsy sat over. And Gypsy will come over here and stare in this door wall when nobody's here.
Is anyone there to give me treats?
Yeah, so we expect Gypsy will probably show up over here once she figures out that we're here. Yeah, I can't believe this. I don't know how good my microphone is on this phone, but the sound of that water is just freaky.
Yeah.
And I got an open invite to go down to the dam, so I might do that tomorrow. We kind of had a chance to do it today, but it's kind of terrifying, guys, when the water's this high down there. The sound is scary, and it's just, that dam is in horrible condition for only being 36, 37 years old.
I don't like water anyway.
Yeah, but the guy that runs the dam, we went through town today, and I called him, and he didn't answer, and we were most of the way, kind of halfway back home, I guess you could say, and he called me back, and I said, oh, I was just calling to see if you were going down to the dam, because you told me about an hour ago you were going to be down there. He goes, oh, I'm right here in town. I can go back if you want to go down there. And it was really, it was really windy, too, and I didn't want to get crappy video where you guys wouldn't be able to hear me talking. So it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, and he said call me if you want to go down there. So I might give him a call tomorrow if we don't flood. Yeah, if we don't have to clean up anything tomorrow.
It does sound kind of like radio static. It's that white noise type of noise.
Yeah. Hi, Wizzy.
punctuated by the occasional meow.
Did you guys catch that? Wizzy said hi.
It's okay, Wizzy Wizzy. But we brought the internet box with us. So at least we have that.
Yeah, so we got our YouTube. We can use the Dish Anywhere app too. So
No, we can't because that's offline because
oh,
the internet box is over here and it's not plugged in.
oh, okay. Oh well. We still got Discovery Plus and stuff like that. I lost track of the chat, guys. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through right now.
Yes, Wizzy, say hello. Oh, what a...
We are at the cabin next door to us, Mega Desi. Hi, Wizzy. Now he's checking out this window. What are you doing, Wizzy? Say hi, Wizzy. Wizzy. Too good for us, I guess.
Apparently.
I never really realized till tonight I could actually zoom. That's pretty cool.
Yes, you can see.
Let's check the water
Whoa!
again. Let me zoom in as much as I can. There we go. But yeah, can you guys see the debris on top of that? So that definitely,
It was coming over the top of that when
Yeah.
we first came in here.
yeah, that water had to have been going over the top of that to get all that debris on top of it.
It was, trust me.
So and now it's got a dry spot. So, and actually looking at the edge right there, it looks like it's gone down since I looked at it a little while ago. So as long as he does not open the dam,
Or hell, it might already be open.
yes, or if it is open, we're in good shape. It looks like. So we'll keep you guys posted. I just thought if I did a live, I might get some of you guys that are the most loyal, regular subscribers that do honestly care about us, give you guys an update.
Who aren't in bed yet.
Yeah, and
I know some of them do honestly care about us, but they're probably in bed and they
Yeah.
probably didn't even know.
Louvre, what time would it be over there? It's 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in Germany.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't expect her to be awake, but she'll see it.
Same with She Dig. She wouldn't be watching because she'd be asleep.
Who?
She Digs.
Possibly, yeah. It's kind of cool that I follow somebody that lives in Norway, and she actually commented on one of my videos today. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know she watched, so that's pretty neat.
She watches.
Yeah, her channel is She Digs. If you like Norway and the scenery and stuff in Norway, it's gorgeous. And metal detecting, yeah, she does that, and she has cats.
Lots of cats.
She has 5 cats, so
She has a cat, a black and white cat, whose face is pretty much white except his nose is a black heart.
yeah.
It is the cutest thing ever.
So it's pretty cool, guys. You like cats, you like scenery, you like someone that lives in a very remote cabin on the bare necessities, and has cats. You guys might like it. So her YouTube channel is She Digs, SHEDIGS, and if you go over and watch any of her videos or subscribe, let her know that we sent you there. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, she's got some beautiful cats.
By us is the one that's got the heart-shaped nose. I love him.
Yeah, ba.
By us.
By us. So yeah, all her cats have Norwegian
Norwegian
names, and she generally speaks Norwegian in her videos, but she can speak pretty darn good English actually, and sometimes she does.
Yeah, she usually,
But she
captions
captions
her
it,
videos in
so
English.
yeah. And I don't know if a live chat like this gets captioned automatically because I do not have control of turning on captions or anything for one of these things. It's very limited because it posts itself automatically when we're done. So I'm sorry, Pam, if the closed captions won't work on this one. I know she gets frustrated with that, and it's like I do the same thing every time. So if a video one time works and a video one time doesn't work, it's got to be a YouTube thing. So, but all right, guys. Well, we're gonna get running out of here. So
I gotta eat something.
yeah, didn't really eat much of nothing tonight either. We were a little bit busy. So, but we will keep you posted. I'll do a video of some sort tomorrow, even if it's just a couple minutes.
Yes.
So, but
Good night, kids.
now you all are updated, at least for now. So we will see you guys on the next one, and I sure appreciate you joining us. Yep, we're doing all right, Andy. And we're fingers crossed it is going down. We think it is, but we'll show you in the morning what it looks like. So thanks everybody for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night.